Good day, YouTube. Um, about to go into a direction um, with a lot of the angel videos that I'm about to drop, and in just a direction that really encompasses every topic that I'm gonna be talking about. That really covers every aspect of all of our lives, and that is new physics. There has to be, we have reached an impasse in material science. Our normal school taught way of thinking about the universe and science and physics, Newtonian physics and science, um, is clearly not good enough. It is good, but it's not good enough. We've reached a point where there we have to factor in some of these greater things such as quantum mechanics, consciousness, chi energy, 0 point energy. There's a lot of things that are clear now that we can't um, really work with our current understanding, or with our current model. I'll say that, with our current model of science and physics. And Newton said himself, when he was coming out with all this stuff, that he never did, and didn't attempt, I don't think, because he knew that he couldn't come up with a way of explaining um, the ether, or consciousness, or any of these things. His theory, his formulas were incomplete. They really were, because he didn't factor in all of these things such as consciousness. And that brings me to this article here. Revealed the Soviet Union's 1 billion psychotronic arms race with the US. Back in the day, um, Russia and the East, Japan, namely, worked together to come up with a new science, a new way of understanding physics that took material science, physics as we knew it, and incorporated these things: consciousness and virtual energies, human energy, 0 point energy, this babbling, seething coil of energy that just is everywhere and everything that we don't see, but we have access to it if you know how to go about getting it. Um, it's there, and it's been kept from us for a long, long time. And we have hit a point intellectually where even the um, novice, the simple scientist, can see that there's a lot of issues, a lot of big issues that are left out of our model, and it's becoming a problem now, that we go down the road of quantum mechanics, talking about entanglement and all of these things that our current model of physics doesn't allow for. So, um, during the Cold War, the US and the Soviet Union battled on many fronts to demonstrate their superior technical and scientific achievements. Some of these battles were well known, such as putting a man on the moon, first one to space, Others were less well known, and the battlefronts were unconventional research and parapsychology. Um, there was a good movie called The Men That Stare at Goats that opens the doorway for this type of research and shows you a lot about it. Um, Russia had an ongoing program from 1917 to 2003, and it still goes today. They just, they want to keep that classified, and so they're going to let you know about from 17 to 2003, and then they say, oh well, we killed the program then, but it goes on. We just don't know about that research now. But they've declassified a lot of it, which they have to because we've hit that point, an impasse where um, all of these ideas are about to be mainstream. Um, as far as psychic abilities of humans, telekinesis, clairvoyance, remote viewing, astral projection, um, teleportation, um, in focused intention, all of these things are available to us. We have just been hidden. They've been hidden from us. They've never, they should have been taught in school at a young age, but they weren't. We all have access to psychic powers beyond our imagination at this point. It's just like learning an instrument or an art or a new skill. You have to work at it. First, you have to know what you're working on and how to go about it. And then you invest time and energy and repetition and you build up these skills. And it's not sorcery or witchcraft. You're not invoking spirits to do these things. You are just using your God given gifts of um, that you have already. You're just working them out like building muscles, um, and then you'll start to see amazing things happen. Um, there was this new this new field of psychotronics was not only about um, physics as far as like propulsion energy for fuel, um, things like that. It was about like the MK Ultra program, where they studied mentalism and you see from 1917 to 2003, they were getting results, positive results, or they wouldn't have continued in this path. But a lot of the topics that are about to come up in my videos and the continuation of videos that series that I already have are going to be basically on this type of thing. Psychotronics is what it all boils down to. It all boils down to the basics of our fundamental laws that God gave us when He created this realm, um, and the way we function and what we're able to do that we don't know about. Various researchers reported that this human energy could change the magnetization of hydrogen nuclei and stimulate the immune system in wheat, vine, and even humans. They even developed a device called the Serapan that could generate and store this energy. See, they had been using this stuff and known about this stuff for a long, long time, but they kept it hidden and they kept it to the military for mental warfare and for military programs and to see how they could make super soldiers and all of this. Um, and that's why it's been hidden for so long because it's been used as warfare tools. But as physics has progressed and quantum mechanics and quantum theory has progressed, all of it ties together. The spirit world and the material science world, they have to come together. They are of the same thing. So when you start talking about mentalism and you start talking about quantum mechanics, you're talking about the same thing. So you can't hide any longer these programs in the military because they're going to come out in the mainstream. So they had to start letting these documents become declassified. This is an awesome article right here. I'm not going to go into too much depth in reading it right now. Um, you can check that out. You saw where it was, the physics blog. Um, Here is a paper called Unconventional Research in the USSR and Russia that I highly recommend reading. And I'm going to go over in a previous in a to come video, um, a short overview, which really lays it down about a lot of this stuff. And there's an awesome just released CIA document for the FOIA Act that really goes into some deep, mind-boggling stuff as far as the psychotronic stuff goes. And it was out. That paper that I'm gonna review in a video was by Mr. Imamoto, and he was from Japan. And he basically wrote out the whole new physics for us and a new science and how to incorporate and measure these things as far as consciousness and stuff. So they've known about it. All of this new talk about teleportation and these new so-called new findings in quantum theory about entanglement, and all of that is old news, people. We've known about it. They've known about it. It has been used. It has been researched, experimented, and studied on. It has been manipulated and progressed, and they have gone so far beyond all of this stuff now. It's just not been released to us, poor lowly humans, citizens. So, but we're gonna break the chains and start developing our own skills and things, and getting this information out on a grassroots level. So I just wanted to let you know where things were going, and Psychotronics, be looking for it. Thank you.